You must install internet for me, or you'll get into serious trouble, young man.
What are you talking about? Who are you?
Oh, don't take me for an idiot. This is unacceptable.
Lady, I'm a resident here, living in this building, and I'm so confused. Now, for every likes this video gets, one Karen will lose internet access forever. So please, smash that thumbs up and notification buttons. To the story. Two confused old ladies think they both work for each other. Yesterday, the internet in the dorm room I live in went down, and the landlady tried calling the tech support. She's an old woman, like 80 years, that runs the business with her daughter that was absent at the moment. I asked to help, but she said she got it and wanted to try by herself. I let her. She dials the number, puts it on the speaker, cause she cannot hear very well. Another old lady answers, and the following conversation happens. The landlady equals to LL, other lady equals to OL. Other lady, hello? Landlady, yes, hello. This is proceeds to give full name, and I live in address. First of all, I would like to apologize for calling so late, but I have a problem with my online computer internet. I don't know much about it, and I just wanted to ask if you have the time to help us, please. Other lady, what? Landlady repeats what she said, this time being extra polite. Other lady, the internet? No, honey, I don't have the internet, but maybe I could consider buying some. How much does it cost? The internet? Oh no, honey, I don't have the internet, but maybe I could consider buying some. How much does it cost? Landlady, oh my, it has a cost? Well, I don't have much money. My husband is sick. I don't mean to cause trouble, but can you give us a discount? Other lady, what? It comes with a discount? That is so good. I would like to buy 2 internets, please. Landlady, what? Other lady, raising her voice, I said I would like to buy 2. Another younger woman comes in. Younger woman, Mom, who are you talking to? Other lady, oh, this lady is helping me buy the internets at a discount. Younger woman, what? Give me the phone. And picks up the phone. I'm sorry, but we don't want any internets in this house. And hangs up. I tried not to laugh too hard because I didn't want to embarrass landlady. So I just picked up the phone and called the actual tech support, which, by the way, came a few minutes later and said that someone forgot to plug the router. When I got to my room, I was crying laughing. TLDR, old landlady thought she called the tech support. Another old lady picked up the phone thinking she was selling internets. Well, that sure was funny. And how could she have been more polite than the first time? Like, 2 internets, please? To the story. I'm a resident of this building, ma'am. I just found out about this sub, and I thought I would share a little story with you that happened to me in 2013. At the time, my then girlfriend, now wife, was about to move into my apartment. I was between 2 jobs and figured I could do some touch-ups, install a lamp to hang in the living room, and do other small reparations and replacements that were due anyway. I get home from the local hardware store, park my car, black VW, Passat, no company logo or anything else on the car, and begin to unload the stuff that I bought. 2 parking spaces away, we have numbered parking. I'm on 25, she's on 27. I noticed a lady unloading moving boxes from her car, stopping in the middle of what she was doing and glaring at me in anticipation. No idea what she wants, but I figured I will be nice to a new neighbor and said hello with a smile while I moved my stuff to the elevator. I unlock my apartment and get to work. About 20 minutes later, someone rings at my door and the lady, let's refer to her as HC for head case, from the parking lot stands in the hallway with a look on her face like she just gargled lemon juice. Me, hello? HC, well, first of all, you have to move your car. I need the space to move in. We have several cars coming and you cannot park there even during working hours. Was about 2 p.m. And secondly, you can do this later and install my internet access now. I don't have to wait the entire day, and this can clearly be done later. completely dumbfounded by the situation. I just stood there for like 10 seconds trying to process what has just been said. Me, you're probably confusing me with someone else. I have no idea what... HC, young man, I was 33 at the time, but I'll take the compliment.
Don't take me for an idiot. You'll get down to my apartment right now and set up the internet. The kids are cranky enough from the move, and you can return and do whatever it is you're doing up here later.
Still trying to process what the duck is going on. Me, ma'am, I'm pretty certain there's a mistake here. HC,
young man, you do what I say right away, or I'll make sure you'll regret this. I'm going to inform your boss what an unwilling and unfriendly employee you are. I will have you fired if you do not install my internet access right away.
Me, ma'am, listen to me. I'm sure you're mistaking me for someone else. I can call the building management and maybe they can figure it out for you. Do you want me to call them? I have their number saved on my phone.
HC, you call them right away. This is unacceptable.
I pull up the phone for our building management, call it, and hand her my phone. After a few rings,
HC, yes, this is Miss Headcase. This is absolutely unacceptable. This young man who's supposed to install our internet access refuses to do his job and instead is loitering around in this empty apartment. This is unacceptable. I demand that his company is informed. I'm not going to pay a single cent for a service like this.
And keep talking, keep talking.
HC, apartment number.
My apartment number. Talking, talking. HC,
what is your name, young man?
I then give her my name. Talking, talking, more. And now even more talking. HC heads, turns redder than the stop sign at a traffic light. She mumbles something incoherent, hangs up the phone, and stomps away without any further words or eye contact. Still absolutely overwhelmed with what the duck just happened, my phone rings. Me, hello?
BM,
yes, this is so-and-so from the building management. We are very sorry, Mr. OP. There was a confusion. Miss Headcase apparently thought you were the ISP technician. We informed her that you're just a resident and apologize for any possible confusion. Me, yeah, I tried to tell her that. No worries, nothing happened. Well, just a weird situation, I guess. While I have you on the phone, could you please take down my license plate? I'll move my car to guest parking so she has more space to move. Went down there and had a few giggles as HC was desperately trying to avoid any eye contact and did a stunning job at pretending I wasn't there. To this very day, over 5 years later, HC has not once intentionally made eye contact with me or greeted me. My wife and I made a somewhat petty tradition out of this by greeting her in a comically nice way every time we meet her in the parking garage. What makes it a million times better is when her husband is with her, who always greet back with a little smirk on his face. Oh, he knows. He definitely knows. Well, you sure ought to invite them over for dinner sometimes, and hope she doesn't mistake you for a hired chef. The third story. Woman wants me fired from somewhere I don't work without actually speaking to me. This takes place in a care home where I would visit an old neighbor. I will call her Ruby in this tale. Ruby was basically bedridden and often napped while she had visitors. She also had a sweet tooth and loved her ice cream. If she was sleeping when I brought ice cream for her, I had permission to use the fridge in the day room to store this. Visitors could also get themselves a drink for themselves and those they were visiting. Ruby's room door had a squeaky hinge. This plays a role. I went to visit Ruby with some ice cream. I signed a visitor's book and let myself in with the code. As I was closing the door behind me, it was tugged open by the woman in the title. She huffed and nudged past me. Ruby was sleeping, so I put my bag down and went to put ice cream in my day room. As I passed the next room, the door opened and a woman looked out. I nodded and went on my way. I chatted to one of the staff about Ruby and returned to her room. Not to make this too long over the visit, I popped in and out of Ruby's room a few times to get her ice cream, make her a cup of tea, etc. Each time I left the room, the woman would pop her head out and scowl at me. I said goodbye to Ruby at the end of my visit, and as I was signing out, the woman left the office and pointed me out to the manager of the home, who looked puzzled, and the woman stormed out. The manager waited until she left and then burst out laughing. The woman had just spent about 15 minutes complaining that a member of staff had ignored her, not offered her or her mother any ice cream, tea, coffee, etc., ignored her request for an update on her mother's cares, and wanted the rude, uncaring, lazy person fired at once. So, apparently, that was me, the person she had never said a single word to. Shaking my head at that one. I hate people puff and huff and expect you to jump up and bow with your head to the floor and ready to heed to any command. To the fourth story. I do work here, lady. Black Friday. This is actually an experience my grandma shared with me. Grandma is 62 and works at an outlet store that is fairly popular in our area. They can wear whatever business casual attire they like there and don't put their name tags until they clock in. She had to open on Black Friday. They had a crowd waiting at the door. She tried to politely make her way inside and someone said, "Hey, there's a line for a reason, lady. Wait your turn." There was no line, just a crowd milling around the door. Grandma said, "Oh, sorry, I actually work here. I'm going to open up real quick and I'll see you inside." As she pulled out her keys, apparently, this received a signed eye rolls and zero cooperation. After repeating, "Excuse me, I work here, excuse me," with her keys out, as she wove her way to the door, someone else literally leaned against the door, blocking it until she reached around them and put the keys in the lock. Finally, she gets the door open, and as she's trying to get in, they all start trying to push in past her. The lines are still off inside at this point. She has to shout, "Excuse me, we open in half an hour. You'll need to wait," and manages to get the door closed and locked behind her. No one apologized after seeing her inside working later or acknowledged their mistake. I should mention it was generally people about the same age as her and only about a dozen. She was in no real danger. Also, it's an outlet for a network created for shopping at home that uses an acronym for its name. Man, this shows the importance of side doors. On to the final story. I ended up calling them a four-lettered word. I always thought these stories were the stuff of legends until it finally happened to me. Last weekend, I brought my car to the dealership for an oil change and inspection, and had dinner planned soon after, so I was dressed in a collared shirt and dress pants, which also happens to be the uniform of the dealership sales team, minus the name tag. The dealership has the waiting room on the main floor just next to the service station, and that's where I was standing around, helping myself to the free coffee. Then I hear it for the first time behind me. "Do you know when my car will be ready?" There was nobody else in the lawn, and I knew right away she had to be talking to me. I was annoyed on principle that she half shouted it at my back. "Hello? I've been waiting 45 minutes and need to go soon." I turned around, my lips glued to the coffee cup, and I just stared at her, saying nothing, because my mood now went from annoyed to amused. Her, "Are you not deaf? Where's my car?" Me, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, but I cannot help you. I am sure if you ask an employee here." "I am asking you." "Well then, good luck," I said, and then turned around. Her sign was loud enough to almost rattle my teeth, and she stomped off to the bathroom. Moments later, an employee comes over and asks me if everything is alright. I explained the situation, and she smiled and asked me to direct the lady to her if it happens again. I said sure. A few minutes later, the bathroom doors open and I can hear an aggressive footsteps, so I look in that direction and see her making a beeline at me and stopping a foot away while pointing a finger at my chest. "You are a terrible employee. I bought 3 cars from this place and will be going to competitor's brand the next time I need a car." "Ma'am," she stepped even closer to me now so that I could now smell her breath. "This is the worst service. You are unprofessional, and I want to..." Me, losing my control. "Listen, you dopey duck. I don't work here. Why haven't you figured it out yet?" She stammered and said a few words that I cannot remember, and suddenly the employees I spoke to earlier swoops in and leads the lady away, who has a stunned and angry look on her face, and soon after, I could hear, was already well into her next session of complaining. I sat down in a chair to finish my coffee, but I was so jacked on adrenaline, I ended up paying the situation over 100 times again in my head. Later, I got an apologies from the real employee, which was nice, but unnecessary, as I don't think the client's behaviors is their responsibility. In any case, these situations are truly more fun to read about than be in. Well, sorry you had to go through that for our entertainment. And it was entertaining, by the way. That's it for today, fellow humans. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next time.